Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. This is Zach with Zach Attack Cards. And as I said previously, if you watched my last card show pickup and review video, we're going to have a whole bunch more of these videos on the channel as I've been to a lot of card shows recently. So this is another card show pickup and review video. And this one had some pretty darn good pickups in my opinion. So we have a total of about 60 cards here, so not too bad, not a massive one, but some really cool ones. So we're going to go ahead and run through these like we normally do. We're going to go over how much we spent, the average spend per card, the total value, and of course the average value, and then list which ones ended up being the best values in this case. So let's go ahead and start with the non-top loaded cards. A lot of metal. I think, in fact, most of it's metal. You guys know me, I absolutely love Fleer metal. So these are, prior to the Fleer metal universe, there was Fleer metal. It was kind of like the predecessor. It was a little bit different than your standard Fleer metal universe that eventually came out, but which we will see some of those. So here we go. This is a KG rookie, I believe, from his 96-97. I think it's his rookie year. If not, it might be a second year card. I'll have to double check that. Oh, looks like he did play in 95-96, so it's second year card. But really cool looking card anyway. They decided to make it look, and it even feels like that kind of steel studded type feel. Here's a couple of rookies. Not big names, but some pretty darn cool looking cards. I thought Michael Myers for my Dallas Cowboys was a pretty darn good defensive lineman for a while there, and Robert Edwards, which was a running back for the New England Patriots. Not for a long time, but certainly a guy that I remember. Now getting into some really cool ones here. This is a gold blaster. So there's a few of these here that we're going to go through. And there's just some great names here. Troy Aikman, kicking it off, of course, from my Cowboys. John Elway. There's Brett Favre, looking really nice with the the gold background with the yellow uniform. Got Dan Marino. Steve Air McNair. This is a rookie of his, although more of an insert than a rookie. And then Steve Young finishes it off. After that, we're going to some Fleer metal from, this is 95. Once again before we got to the Fleer metal universe. Good old Tim Brown, Hall of Famer. Jerome Bettis. And some of these are silver flashers, some aren't. Like this one looks like it is, but it's not. So a little bit difficult to tell sometimes, but it usually says it on the back of the card. Drew Bledsoe. Kerry Collins, this is his rookie card. Good quarterback for the Giants for a number of years. We have Marshall Faulk. We have Michael Irvin from my Cowboys. Warren Moon later in his career. And then we ended up with two Jerry Rices, mostly because I just forgot that I had picked them up, or had already picked one up, so no big deal there. Barry Sanders, arguably the best running back of all time. Neon Deion Sanders, once again a silver flasher. Shannon Sharp, and my guy Emmitt Smith. Now moving on, we have, as I said before, I do collect a lot of 90s and early 2000 inserts. So this is out of Fleer 96, Postseason Glory Tom Glavine, from that excellent Braves rotation that they had with Smoltz and Maddox and Millwood there for a while, and a couple other guys. Master of the game, a little off center, but love the chrome inserts. Eddie Murray. Tony Gwynn from the Hammer team from Sportflix 95. You can kind of see some of the 3D action there. And then my guy, Cal. Look at that. So throwing, getting ready to throw, and there you go. Really cool, right? Don't do enough of that anymore, in my opinion. Also picked up a Jacob Mizorowski, first Bowman Chrome. This is probably the worst buy that I picked up. And the guy was charging $15 for it. I did get it down, I think, to 12. But overall, the card's only worth a few bucks. Let's get into the first stack of top loaders. very iconic card here, the Ozzie Smith rookie, routinely off center like this. So the fact that I was able to get it for just a few bucks, I think the guy wanted like 20 bucks for it, so which I thought was pretty good. Didn't have it in my collection at all, so I'll take it. Got a James Wood rookie from Topps Hobby Rip Night. Kevin Alcantara from the Topps Chrome. This is one of those lava or waves, whatever they're calling them. And then a pretty darn cool Kevin Alcantara to $4.99. A couple Nick Kurtz coming up. Fireworks out of Prism. And then there's his Bowman Chrome. Now we're going to get into some firsts. Quite a few, actually. Kyle Manzardo, first Bowman Chrome. James Wood, first Bowman Chrome. We have a Jackson Churio, first Bowman Chrome. Now we get into Zach Geloff, first Bowman Chrome. Now we get in, I think the rest of these are paper. Paul Skeens, once again, one pretty much everybody's familiar with. Max Clark, a top prospect for the Tigers. I'm sure he'll be making some waves this year. Wyatt Langford, first Bowman. Jack Caglione, first Bowman. Looks to be an excellent young player for the Royals. Obviously came up towards the end of last year. Cam Smith, first Bowman with the Cubs. Obviously now with the Astros. Dylan Cruz, first Bowman. Okay, this is a Chrome. And PJ Morlando. So differing years there. Some guys already up, some not. As you guys know, I really enjoy picking up rookies and firsts and stuff. That's kind of the bread and butter of what I collect. Now this I absolutely love. This just combines so many things that I enjoy. You have football, you have Marvel Comics, and of course Metal Universe. So this was a very small set. I believe there were 20 cards to the set, and they featured one football star and one Marvel star. I just don't see these too often, and so decided to jump on it when I got the chance. So that's going in my metal collection for sure. Love it. One of the greatest of all time, along with one of the greatest Marvel characters of all time. Iron Man insert from SP. This is back in 2007 where they did a whole big set for the Iron Man. And every single card, I believe, was numbered to $6.99. Not sure if they had other versions that were maybe numbered less. I have 3 or 4 of these now, so going to just continue on, try to collect the whole set. I don't know how many there are. I mean, this is Iron Man 46, I think it says there, so there could be quite a few. Don't normally buy the more nowadays type cards, especially unlicensed, but I really liked this card. I thought it was awesome, and it happened to be numbered. I didn't buy it because it was numbered to $1.99, but just really, really liked the pick. So definitely going to add it to the Ripken collection. And a couple of jersey cards out of this year's Donruss 25, Chris Davis, and of course the Hall of Famer Jim Thome. So Chris Davis, I mean, longtime Oriole, one of the worst contracts that the team ever gave out, but I thought it was cool. And again, I think most of these were just $1 or $2. So, and you know that I love to pick up relics of Hall of Famers, so Jim Thome was a no-brainer. And we have a new Dawn out of Leaf Baseball Nation. I don't buy Leaf too often, but these two really caught my eye. We have Josue Dupala, one of the top prospects in baseball, numbered 3 out of 7. Of course, you know that Leaf has very limited numbers when it comes to the stuff that they produce, and really enjoyed these cards. Look really nice. And then, of course, Leo Dallas, or Leo DeVries as we know him, now part of Oakland, right? I believe he got dealt from San Diego to Oakland in the Mason Miller deal. And this one's numbered to 15. So pretty darn cool. Obviously pre-rookies and stuff, I'll hold on to them. This guy here is just going to go in the Ohtani collection. Just a gold one. I believe Ohtani's over here. So just one to add to the collection, and a neat one. Again, it only costs like $1 or $2. So getting into some WNBA, we got a little bit of everything in this one. Camila Cardozo from the Chicago Sky. She was a top pick in the draft, 2 years ago now at this point. Just really like the orange cracked ice. I have a couple different ones. I think I have Rickey Jackson, Cameron Brink, and now I can add this to that. Speaking of Mason Miller, there we go, a little Ray Wave action on his rookie cup. Francisco Lindor on the update rookie debut. Still playing for Cleveland at that time. Love this card here. I know he didn't have a great year, but my man Adley Rutschman in the 1988 style. Not the nicest, or whatever you want to call it. I wasn't a huge fan of 88 myself. Also didn't have a ton of big rookies in it, so just one of those that gets kind of easily passed up, but looks super nice in the chrome with the refractor finish to it. Speedsters, Mr. O'Neal Cruz. Love watching this guy play. So, again, no-brainer to pick that up for $1. Rafael Devers rookie card from Topps Holiday. And then we have a Juan Soto rookie. Not often you're going to get a Juan Soto rookie for $1 or $2, so not going to pass that up. That's out of Topps Fire, which is a set that I wish they would bring back. I just kind of always liked it. I don't know, maybe I likened it to Metal Universe a little bit, but just really thought the backgrounds and stuff were really cool, and then they started messing around with foils and such. And finishing on a Rockstar Rookies out of Bowman Chrome, James Wood. So like I said, all in all, ended up with a total of 60 cards here, which is a decent amount. I've definitely done card shows where I've gotten a lot less. And in this case, our total spend was $150. So a little more expensive, right around the $250 mark per card. The total value ended up being $164. So we ended up being up $14 in terms of value. Once again, I do all this by checking eBay comps and things at the time. I don't do anything at the show itself. And our number one card, I guess, our best values are the two you're seeing here, the Marvel or Metal Universe and the Ozzie Smith rookie cards. Each of them go for roughly $30 in decent condition. I tried to do my best to look up an Ozzie Smith in the same condition, so maybe the card goes for around $20 or something, which is kind of what I paid for it. But just overall an excellent show. Loved it. It was a great time. There was lots of Pokemon, but what are you going to do? That's kind of the state of the entire hobby at this point. Pokemon has just taken over. But I was lucky enough to find a few tables where we can make some good deals. So with that said, let's go ahead and get this one wrapped up. So if you could head down below, hit the subscribe button, click the like while you're there. We'll be sure to bring you many more card show reviews just like this. As I've said, I've got a few lined up here. Especially as we wait for some brand new Topps to hit the retail shelves and the hobby shelves. This is definitely what we're going to be doing. And I mean, come on, singles are always the way to go, right? So you get exactly what you're looking for. You can think about this as a $150 hobby box where you love every single card that you got. And you can barely get a $150 hobby box now. So anyways, we put out videos every Monday and Friday. Feel free to hit the notification bell when you subscribe if you want to be notified when we do put out new videos. And the last thing I want to say is the same thing I say every time we do a card show video just like this. Thank you to the host. Thank you to the vendors. Thank you to all the wonderful, wonderful people that make shows like this possible. I truly appreciate each and every one of you, because there's nothing I like better than digging through some dollar boxes, digging through some value boxes, and just finding awesome stuff that I didn't really go there looking for. I mean, that's how I tend to, do all this stuff. I don't really go there looking for any particular thing. Sometimes I'll go there looking for a particular athlete, but digging through the boxes, you just don't know what you're going to find. And oftentimes it ends up being just incredible stuff. So thank you all very much. With that said, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this one up, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.